this is one of those questions which is quite common, and it will be prudent, or if you are careless, if you don't practice this, obviously you are going to find yourself losing some marks. So, and again, we are on arithmetic sequences. So let's have an arithmetic sequence here. I'm going to start with 7, 12, 17, 22. Now, in this case, we are going to find the general term Tn. So here we are here to find the general term Tn. So, and if we want to find the general term Tn, what we need to do is to go through certain steps, and the first step you need to do is the common one, is going to be finding d. So we have had a lesson on finding d, but now we are going to do it again. So we know that to find our d is equal to t2 minus t1, okay, and d is equal to t3 minus t2, and now we are going to then say in bracket 12 minus bracket 7. I'm doing the simplest one, and then this one 17 in bracket subtract 12 in bracket. This is going to give you 5, and also this one is also going to give you 5. If you press your calculators, then that's fine. Now, obviously, now we need to write down the general term. Now, for us to write down the general term, you need to use the formula Tn is equal to A plus bracket n minus 1 multiplied by d. Now, this formula is usually provided in your formula sheet, so you will not need to forget that one. There's no need for you to say I didn't remember the formula, because it's given. And in this formula, this A is the first term. That was your first term in the sequence. And the D obviously is the common difference. And N represents the number of the term, isn't it? So the first term, as you can see in our sequence, is this number here. The one which was first in the sequence. In the D we have already found it's 5. So what I would advise you to do is to immediately substitute the value of A and D in the formula. In other words, I am now going to substitute the value of D inside the formula. So I know that Tn, which was equal to A plus D bracket n minus 1, and I know my A, so my Tn is equal to, my A was 7, so I put 7 there. If you want, you can use brackets because we are substituting. And my D, remember we found our D as 5, and then we can then put n minus 1. Now, generally, some people would go ahead and then simplify, remove the brackets, and simplify this term. It's okay for you to simplify this term. So you're going to have 7 plus, remember there are brackets, 5n minus 5. And then this is going to give us 7 minus 5 is 2 plus 5n. And this then gives you your general term. But the general term that you simplified, you should not use it for calculations. For calculations, it is best to use a general term which you have not simplified. In this case, it is always wise to use this unsimplified version, because sometimes when we simplify our terms, we can simplify them wrong. So normally if you use this whenever you are now asked to do any calculations using the general formula, you will not have problems because it will remove all your mistakes. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try finding the general term of another term so that we can get a bit of practice. So let's say we have a term 0, 8, 16, 24, like that, and someone asks you to find the general term. Now very quickly we are going to find our d is equal to t2 minus t1, and notice how I don't get tired of writing this down. It's minus bracket 0, and this is going to be equal to 8. Another d is equal to t3 minus t2, and then very quickly t3 is 16, subtract our t2 is 8, and then this is going to give us 8. So in this case now we know that our a is equal to 0 and our d is equal to 8. So we substitute into our formula. Tn is equal to 0 plus d bracket, sorry, let's just go back. I think we skipped a stage here. It's perfectly okay. You know that Tn is equal to a plus d bracket n minus 1, and then we substitute now Tn. In this case our a is 0 in bracket plus our d in bracket again is 8 close bracket n minus 1. So essentially this is the equation that we would normally use. Remember, for any calculation we would normally use this one, but we can go ahead because they want the general term to try and simplify. So 0 is 0, so it's going to be 8, and then we remove the bracket n minus 8. So that will be your general term. It's very simple. Once you found your a, once you found your d, you substitute into the formula. And remember, in our next exercise we're going to show you how to use this one.